Okay, I am still sick, but I'm going to show you how, it's my lunch break. I'm not hungry, so I want to show you how I do my slides for the week. First, I start off with, I'll show you when you see it, but I'm going to turn you around so you can see how I plan. So I'll put the camera in front of the computer so you can see. Okay, so let me log into my computer. If you see different hands, it's because I'm doing the best that I can in 30 minutes since I'm not having lunch. So first I start off with my lesson plans. So I take out my lesson plans. My lesson plans, I don't put it in a binder. They look like this. And then basically I find out what I'm teaching. So remember, I am self-contained, which means I teach math, reading, science, social studies, and writing. So the dates of how they do our lesson plans is over here in the corner. So it tells me that this lesson plan is from the 8th, which is Monday, all the way until the 18th. And I have 8 days to teach this lesson. And it tells me that I am teaching informational text. I know that it is nonfiction. We're talking about text features or timelines and captions. The strategy that they're going to use is summarizing. We're talking about the author's purpose. We're doing suffixes, which are the suffix of able, full, and less. And then for writing, they're doing prefixes, which is un, non, and dis. These are the vocabulary words that will be in the text that we're going to do. So that's what we're doing there. I am behind, so Monday they need to test, and we need to start a unit because I didn't test them on Friday or Thursday. Social studies, this starts from the 8th to the 18th. I have 8 days to teach this. And we're doing what different services do your community have. So I take this. I don't follow this, but I still have to have, by law, I still have to have a lesson plan for this. And then what I do is just put whatever we're doing for the next 2 weeks, I talk about this essential question. What different services does your community have? And we'll just talk about that. Next one is for science. We are doing forms of energy. I'm ahead because I've done this already. I think so. I think we're doing it because I forgot to print one of these dividers. So I guess we're going to start forms of energy. So I also write a post-it note as I'm doing my lesson plans that shows what I need to do. So I need to print the science divider. And then I have my science journal. So I know not to print these colors of cardstock. Then I go to my math lesson plan. I am a day behind. So all I did was take the days because I have to test on the 16th. Is the day I need to test. So I'm going to redo my review and my test in the same day because the 15th is a holiday and there's no school and they're going to forget if I do that review. So instead of me doubling the lesson, I'm going to review and then test them. And then I'll check for understanding throughout the lesson to make sure they got it. So Monday, I'm going to prepare Monday through Friday slides. And that is how I do it. So let's begin. For safety reasons, I pulled up all of the websites that I need already. So I don't know why it says week 15, but those are the slides that I'm using. So these are my slides. They are still on Christmas. So I need to go ahead and change it to, I need to delete these slides and add the New Year slides.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out.
Okay, now that my slides are done, I'm going to do a run through to make sure, I'm still sick. I'm going to make sure that everything is okay. So I always put a Monday slide so I know everything under this heading is for Monday. I am going to, any documents that is in here that I have not created myself, I'm going to put the seller in it. So I always start off with, I go to Class Dojo and I pick a helper of the week. I don't do classroom jobs because that was too much to handle for me. I put a helper of the week and they do all the classroom jobs. They change the date, they run errands for me, they sweep the floor, they pass out papers, they pick up papers, they pass out journals, they make sure the computers are charged, they sharpen my pencils at the end of the day. That was just easier for me to have a classroom helpers versus the jobs, because that was too much. And it was, think about it, you have say 25 kids and you have 8 jobs. That is hard to keep up versus you pick 2 kids randomly from dojo and there you go. So this is my good morning slide. I always have a welcome message for them. It's talking about Happy New Year, same rules, same me. I don't care if it's the new year. I have a good morning song that I play. I will link that song below. I play it every single morning. If I don't play it, my kids be crazy.
Let's go.
It looks like this.
Good morning, great day. Today will be an awesome day. Good morning, great day. Today will be an awesome day. Carol.
So then we do homework help, in case if they need any help. I don't allow, parents can't help my kids, but I prefer that they don't. If they need help with homework, that means they didn't understand the lesson, and that way I reteach it in the morning. So we do homework help. After that, they do a bell ringer. They automatically know we do a bell ringer. That's Monday through Thursday, and and then on Friday you take a quiz on the bell ringer, and that's what we do. Then after the bell ringer, we normally go into math groups, but I don't think I said I was going to do groups on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is the lesson. I put a slide that they know that it's lesson 12.1. And then these slides are from our curriculum, which is Big Ideas. So these aren't for me. I take their slides, I incorporate them into my slide. And then the only thing that I do is I move around how I teach the lesson. So hold on, let me get through this. And then on Mondays we have PE. So if you saw for the Monday slide, it said time for PE. They pack up their stuff, they get their water bottle. If they have a jacket, they leave the jacket here, because we are not going back outside because you forgot your jacket. After PE, we normally do social studies, and it's normally a project-based learning, something that we're doing. And then after that, we go into writing, and these are the skills that we are learning for the next 2 weeks. So they're combining sentences with verbs, they're doing diphthongs, they're doing argumentative writing, and we're practicing our cursive. After writing, we have lunch. And then after lunch, they come back and they do a grammar bell ringer. And then you see it says, even if they don't know what it is, they try their best. So what happens is we do the bell ringer. After the bell ringer, we check it with a correcting pen, which either a red pen or a blue pen, whatever pen that they selected. And then any corrections they make it on the paper and pen. So then the following day, they can look back to see what they did wrong. And then they are able to use that correcting paper on the test. So I use a document camera and I go over it. And then if you want to know what my bell ringers look like, let me know. The bell ringers for math and for grammar is the same person. Then for reading, I give them an overview of all the stories that we're going to read for the next 2 weeks, because we test every 2 weeks, and these are the skills that they're going to need. These are the exact skills that are tested on the test. So I make sure to focus on these skills when I'm teaching the lesson. So then they ask me because they're like, what are we doing today? So I don't put my reading slides in here because I need to use it on the board. So I just go to the website, I display the book, and that's how it works. So the first day we always do the first unit, we always do vocabulary, which means we write, it's called DEA. That's what I put it, which is the definition example. And we ask or answer a question. And then the first day is always research a project based on whatever we're learning. So they're talking about important events in history, and then it has guidelines and a rubric for them to work. They can work with one partner. They can't work with a whole group. It's just them and a partner. And even though they're working in a group, they have to produce 2 papers. So that way it makes the group, it holds the group accountable that one person is not doing all the work. And then we go into reading groups afterwards, and we do small groups, and it's based on the skills that I'm currently teaching. Then on Mondays, they go to Spanish. I make sure that they have their stuff, and then we come back and we do science. I use PowerPoints, the district's PowerPoints, which I have already edited, and they're saved on my USB. So I just upload it, and then they know we need to take science notes, and these are what we're going to do for the next 2 weeks, forms of energy and changes in energy. And then after that, it's time to go, and you know, they have to clean up around their desk. Do they have to, because they also, they forgot their homework. Then I tell them to grab their lunchbox, their jacket, and water bottle. And then that is it. And then we go into Tuesday, and then Tuesday repeats itself. The special change is this. I changed the message. I just put the template there, but I changed the message in the morning when I come to work. Well, now I'm doing a new routine, so I will change it before I leave. And then we go into the same thing. Let me see what's different. Hold on. I think I showed you because I've taught on Monday. I teach every single subject. So let me see. Nothing changes. Everything is still the same. Math groups, I think, was on Tuesday. Hold on. Let me go back. Yes. So Tuesday's routine is a little different. So we start with the good morning song. They take out their bell ringer. They ask while they're asking for homework help, they take out the bell ringer, and I do them simultaneously, which means I do the book for the homework. I go over any misconceptions. They check their homework, and then they get a dojo point if they turn in their homework. If they do not turn in their homework, I take 3 points for not doing their homework, and then I reprint the homework, and they're going to do it as specials. Because I don't know why you're not doing my homework. You work nowhere. Then we do math groups after that. And then we go into our lesson, and then we proceed to social studies or science and writing. And then after lunch is reading, science, French, and specials. So those are my slides. I hope that this video was helpful to you about how I go out my day planning slides. I also wear a wireless presenter that I clip to my lanyard, so that way I'm able to walk around the room and see what my kids are doing. I check their work. I'm the teacher that does not sit down. I walk around all day long. So the only time I sit down, I guess, is during lunch, or if we're doing small groups, or if they're taking a test, I sit here and I monitor them. Other than that, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything, please leave me a comment and I will respond back. Thank you and have a great day.